Welcome to another episode of Boat Snoop. I'm your host, Clint Johnson, and what we have for you guys today is a 2004 Proline 30 Express. And make sure to stick with me on this boat because we are going to take her out. We are going to run her so you can see her run. We're going to take her from a dead stop and get her up onto plane and show you how she runs. But first we're just going to go through the boat and take a look around. Starting off with this Proline, she does have two Mercury 4-stroke 225 horsepower outboard motors. As most of you can probably tell, she is rigged for fishing with a live well, and she also has boxes for bait as well. So if you like to fish, or you just want to go out and anchor down somewhere and spend the weekend, be a really nice boat because she does have a small stateroom sleeping area as well. Really nice. The tube framing making up her bimini top is really nice and solid, really well built, really nice newer canvas on top. I don't know if you can see it, but really good condition. In addition, the owner has pulled out the isinglass, so you can close her up. It's been rolled up, so he has it heating in the sun a little bit, which flattens it out, but he does have the isinglass and everything to enclose the vessel and the cockpit. And you also notice a lot of seating area in this boat. You got these two captain's chairs. You have seating there in the back. And then up in the cockpit, you have a bunch more seating right there. But you can walk around on this boat. There is clearance and it's protected. You notice there's a good amount of distance right here. It's protected as you come around, so if you're in some heavy seas. But here's a closer view from the bow. Let's hop on board and take a look around. As we come down on the aft deck here, we have storage here on the starboard, underneath in here, and the same thing over on the port side. We have access to our batteries and other systems here. And here's the one on the port side. And under this seat we have a well. And if you remove the seat, just wanted to show this. And additionally over here we have a sink. And I've pulled out the little faucet so you could see it there. And here's another view of our 225 horsepower Mercury 4-strokes. They are the saltwater versions. I'll point that out. And he does have covers that go over to protect these motors. As we move forward here in the cockpit, you can see that the upholstery on these chairs is in pretty darn good condition, especially for a 2004. Actually, really nice condition. Same thing when we're looking at the upholstery up here. No cuts, tears. It's not brand new, of course, but this is a 2004, and for a 2004, pretty nice. And there's our doors to go down below. We'll go down there a little bit later. And we have another sink. And we have a single burner propane stove. Basically, you turn this little thing, it pops up, and you replace the propane with little canisters. So that's nice. You could actually cook something up. And if I take a seat here, we have a small Waco Coolmatic refrigerator. And when I open this up, it's about what you'd expect. Not huge for a boat this size, but you can see, and it is cool, and you can see in the icebox, you can see that this is definitely working. And as we move back over to the helm station, we do have a U-line ice maker. They don't have it on, and they've said they'd never used it. A lot of people don't use it. but I wanted to point that out. And moving on up to the helm. For the most part, a normal helm station. You have all your switches and everything down there, your throttles. Note that the gauges, you know, you can see a lot of used boats, and these gauges, they get faded out or they don't work. I can tell you right now, you'll see it later in the video when we take the boat out, all of these gauges worked. Trim, temperature, voltage, RPMs, fuel, everything was in working order on these gauges. And then we have engine hours. We talk about that a little bit later in the video, so stay tuned. We'll talk about the hours. But we do have a nice Garmin touchscreen chart plotter and a Raymarine autopilot controller. So as we move forward to the berthing area and the head, I do want to point out this boat has a lot of great covered area. Look at that tubing, really strong. But a lot of nice covered area. And here in Florida, or anywhere where there's a lot of sun, or let's say maybe a lot of rain, a good sized area that's covered and keep you protected from the elements. And then if you add in the isinglass that I showed you earlier, just a really large protected area that we have on this boat. But let's head on down, check out the berthing area and the head. So as we head down below, this is actually a really good size, for this size of boat, berthing area. And that can come out right there so that you had just two twins, or you can put this centerpiece, and it's large enough. I swear, you could have, if your feet were, everybody's feet were going up towards the bow, you could have 3 adults with their shoulders and everything lay out on that. It is large. I know it doesn't really show up in video, but it's a large area down here. And you know, looking at this headliner, you're going to find on a lot of boats. I'm looking around, and earlier I looked around to see if there's any leaking around windows or anything. I didn't see any, and I mean, this is white, and so if you had any dirt or anything, you'd see it, and I don't see anything. So it's in really good condition. Down here you have your AC/DC control panel. We do have a little bit of wear here on the wood floors, but not really that big of a deal. And when we come in and sit, we have some little storage drawers, little storage cabinet. Looks like somebody has their Tums in there. And that's where your stereo system would clip in. And then we have our head. So the door does fold, and it clips it out of the way so it's not banging on you. But once again, the headliner and everything like that is really clean on this boat. And the toilet is an electric one. Earlier, I didn't catch it on video, but I did flip it on to, you know, to run it, and the pump ran well. It was functioning, so that's a good thing. And then we have our sink, and this doubles as a shower. We do have a drain, so you can just shower in here and it just drains down that drain over there in the corner. And in typical fashion on a boat, when you pull out the faucet, a hose comes out and you have your shower. So all right, we're going to head back on up and we're going to actually take this boat out. So stay tuned and let's see how she runs. And here we have the port motor is running. Just wanted to show them running. And we're pumping water, spitting water. And then we'll go with the starboard motor. Mercury, 225 horse. Water pump's functioning well on her. Let's take her out and see how she runs. So I did want to point out, all of our gauges seem to be working. Our trim, our temperature, our voltage, port RPMs, fuel. And then we got our starboard gauges, same thing. You can see RPMs, volts, you can see the trim, our temperature. This boat has about 840 hours on the port motor, 847 on the starboard. We have a nice Garmin flat panel display, chart plotter, and indeed we have an autopilot as well. And with this autopilot, we did engage it. You can see that it's in auto, 229 degrees. And we are heading on a straight and steady course. So now we're out here on the water, and we're going to show you guys how fast this boat can come up on the plane. Here we're at full throttle, and we're around 34 miles an hour, popping between 33 and 34. And after that successful run, just heading back on in. So thank you for joining me on this episode of Boat Snoop, where we looked at this 2004 Proline 30 Express. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice boat. I mean, she's solidly built. She's clean. She ran really well. You got to see that. She came up on the plane really quick. So I'm really glad I had the opportunity to show you guys this boat. I hadn't videoed one of these before, so happy to show it to you. If you liked this video, make sure to give that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more boats from me in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you next time.